Hey, and welcome to the Toadstead. Well, you're looking at my rather messy little work table here. And on the work table, I've got a pulley with a hanger that comes from Skyline Enterprises. Now, for those of you who don't know, here on the Toadstead, we do not have a dryer. In fact, there's our washer with our freezer sitting next to it. And what we have up here is a Skyline Enterprises clothesline. I did a video on this a while back. I think I called it a modern take on a classic. And just as a quick overview, pretty much, I'll just talk about it. Out goes the clothesline. You can see it turning here. And you stand right here. In fact, we've got it set up. You can see it right down there is our little bag, little homemade bag full of clothespins. And then you run it out. And this one goes all the way out past that little car and hooks up to that tree. And it's probably 70-ish feet. And the apparatus it's mounted on allows you to bring this entire bit down to here. So somebody who's maybe not as tall as somebody else, now my lady's like 5'5", 5'6", something like that, and she can use this no problem. But then, using this clever series of lines, you can hoist this bit all the way up to there, which is about 10 feet off the ground. And that works for us, keeps it out of the way, and you really can't see it in the video, but as it goes down in that direction, it eases away from the fence. So if you have something longer like sheets, this fence is topped with barbed wire, so it's kind of nice to keep it out of that. But what this video is actually about are these little, I'll leave it to somebody else to say the actual name of them, I can't remember, but they're kind of like helpers. And what you do, when you got a line this long and you get heavy clothes, starts getting out that way, the line is of course going to begin to sag. Now we have the first one, little roller up on top right there. We have it permanently tied to it's like a come along, and this is for tightening and loosening the line itself. It's one continuous line. It goes out and comes back and then comes to here. And then you've got these little guys that you can just clip onto. So it transfers the weight of the bottom where the clothes are hanging to the return line. And it just rolls along as you go out. Because you put it between clothes, catches on the clothespins. Now the trouble we had, and is that, well, when it's just the two of us here, we very, very rarely used this entire line. But now we have our next door neighbors who have also seen the beauty of the Skyline system. They've started using it too. So now we do occasionally fill it up. So what we did is contacted Skyline and got a couple more of these hangers. And that's what you saw over on the bench here. You can tell it's done in the springtime. There's some of our seedlings. Now you can, let's see, I guess I must have carried it away. It was right there. So let's go back over here. Probably left it sitting on the washing machine. Yep, there it is. Now I could, if I wanted to, take the tension adjustment and all that, take it all apart, thread this through, and then put it all back together again. Nope, not gonna do that because I'm lazy. And I just happen to have all my tools out for another project. So, let's take it back in here. And it's put together with a hex key on one side and a small nylock nut on the other. So we're just gonna take that apart, pop the sheave out, put it up, put the line under the sheave, put the sheave back on from the top, tighten it up, and we'll be done. There it is with its, in all its component little bits. As you can see, it's just a nice heavy plastic sheave. No live bearing necessary here because it's just not using a lot. Now, do I go in and PB blast this stuff once a year? Yeah, I do. In between laundry though, because ladies don't like it when PB blaster gets on their laundry. And then this is the fastener that holds it together. So what we do, I don't have a tripod so I can't show you. If we're basically going to put this so the upper line goes in through here, and then put the sheave on and put it all together, and it'll be hanging from the top line. And there you go. Now we've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, including the one that's permanently fixed. So as we run these out, now you got to imagine you got 6 or 7 pairs of jeans on there. That's going to start getting heavy. So you bring this little guy out, and as that weight goes down, it transfers it to the top, and now your clothes are hanging from both lines instead of just the one. Now, as far as the docking thing, this is just not something. This gets as a little side note. I had a conversation with them, with Skyline Enterprises before I did this, because evidently not too many people have these bigger, longer lines like we do. So let me get this reeled back in. I'm doing this one-handed. And there they all are. So their little dock up here holds a maximum of 3. And that little guy just kind of pivots down and holds on to it. And because we have 5, well, I don't know. I'll probably at some point in time, it'll be what I call a low priority improvement, is I'll probably pop this off and lengthen it a little bit so it traps them all. Now, it's not a big, hairy, gigantic deal. Because number one, when you deploy and this bottom line is headed that way, that means the top line is actually coming back in this direction. So these tend to stay there until you need one. And when they're all deployed, each of these hooks is usually in between two pieces of articles of clothing that are clothespinned. So it just kind of drags it back along with it. So, you know, hence the low priority thing. And I think a total of 5 will be fine for me. If you decide to go this route and get an even longer one, then maybe you might want more. And it also depends on what you're hanging on this. Now, in closing, do keep in mind that we've been known here on the Toadstead to use this apparatus not only as a clothes drying rack, but when we do projects around here, sometimes you have to paint something, varnish something, finish something, and get it out of the way and get it out where it'll dry. And this thing works for that. Works very well. So hey, a big thanks to Skyline Enterprises, and I'll try to remember to put their website down in the description. If I forget, remind me. I'll put it in there, because these folks, great American small business, just really like what they're doing with this. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming along for the ride. We'll see you next time around.